Oh, what's going on? Remember, life here began out there. We're on part 3 of I'm Not Gonna Get Over It. I want to say Way to Eden. Reach. But this is part 3 of the War of, not on, Eden, from the 1995 Rob Liefeld production of Battlestar Galactica. I don't even remember where part 2 left off. I did it so long ago, so I'm sorry about that. But we're going to keep going here. So, well, there's our story so far. Should we read more? All right. After taking command of the Galactica from his well, that's way back. Okay, you can pause this and read it if you want, because that's all we're gonna have happen here. All right, so back up here again and take a look to see. So Apollo's looking out the window. It's a nice, not a bad shot of the fleet here. All right, I'm seeing it. Look it. Check it out. We keep moving. We move. Oop. Okay, so this, I'm remembering it now. So this is where we wake up Adama, because everybody thinks they found Earth. It looks like Earth. There's the African continent, but there's dinosaurs on the Earth, and there's an ark, and we don't know what the ark's about. And so it's time to wake up Adama, because he's been in cryo-freeze because of his Bendai syndrome. And it's not Bendai syndrome, but it's something like it. Doesn't matter. You know, you want to read it, go ahead and pick it up. You can find it on the eBay. You know. All right, so here he is. Something's happening. We see the Adama here, all decked out in the coat. Not a bad design. I can see this as Apollo. I know I said Adama a minute ago. And then we have some argument here, because look, Adama looks like he wants to argument. It looks like he's ready to argue about something. So this is, I have no issue with the art, and I know I watched it older when I did part 1. It's Napton. I don't know why I said Napton. Robert Napton. My wife always points this out when I make her watch these most of the time. But you know, this is a pretty buff Adama just coming out of cryo freeze, but we're just let that go. This is a nice splash page of a base star. I mean, I'm all right with this. I like the design of this base star. This works. I don't know why this comic got so much flack when it did in the 90s, specifically in a book called The Analytical Guide to Battlestar Galactica. I think that's the name of it. I have it upstairs. But it just really takes this book to task, and it's still a comic book at the end of the day. Comic books are about geeking out and having fun. That's exactly what this is. So we have the Baltar and Iblis, like, we want to get something done. Something's going to happen here. And they're just discussing their plans. And Baltar's like, well, maybe I don't trust you. And then something happens here where he's like, well, you should. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So there we go. Oh, are we just... Okay, this is what I mean by cheesecake. We're not seeing this kind of cheesecake in this book. So there's a Centurion that's gold and buff. So yeah, the issues are that everything's buffer. I don't know what that means. In 1995. All right, so there's the arc. We have some Vipers. I had the Viper toy. It was McFarlane didn't come out with it. Maybe he did. It was a pretty awesome Viper. I'm sorry I got rid of it. I kind of miss it. I could put it on top of something. It's a real nice plastic toy Viper, and I pawned it off on the local comic shop for some store credit, and I kind of regret that, because out of all those Battlestar... Trendmasters. It's called Trendmasters. That was the name of the toys. The Viper was the best. I mean, the Raider was okay, but the Viper you could put on top of like a TV, back when you could put stuff on top TVs. That was all. I missed that. That's a regret. All right, so Apollo's doing something. They're exploring what's going on here. And I don't think Apollo... well, first, Apollo didn't want Adama to go down, but we're going down, because that's how it's going to be. So it's time to use the key. This was from when they visited Kobol. It was like first season well, it was all first season, but early first season episode, like when Jane Seymour was still on the show. So like the second or third episode, but I'm blanking on the name. So there's this big arc, and they're going in. Now this guy, who is this? So this is the son of Sheba and Apollo, and they named him Cain after Admiral Cain. Oh, I'm sorry, Commander Cain from the TOS Galactica, played by I always confuse this guy with Kirk Douglas. He's not Kirk Douglas. He's Lloyd Bridges. Lloyd Bridges was Cain. All right, so this kid's Cain. And as I said before, Cain's the studious one. Like, okay, we're going to do this. And so this is the first time we really see Sheba. So Sheba's Sheba in this version appreciates real tight clothes. Because it's a 1995 comic, but it's maybe not overdone. She's still in a robe, but underneath. But anyway, Iblis visits Sheba again. And look at this. I love the Mr. Burns Iblis here. Excellent. That's beautiful. And of course this looks nothing like Iblis, but that's okay. Because he's Iblis. He's like Lucifer. He can be any shape he wants to. We got a nice little shot of the Galactica that doesn't look like Galactica. Of any form here. It seems like the Galactica changes in every shot. Every panel you have a different Galactica design here. Anyway, so she was like, "Get away from me! I know what you did to me." And no, we're going to travel somewhere where you will be mine and never. You gotta love this. This is classic comic yelling and screaming. Father! All right. Okay, so this is what happens. So this is still a controversy to this day. So when Sheba goes down to the planet to first meet Iblis, and there's a wreckage, and it's supposed to be the Pegasus. And so what's going on here is the comic is playing on that idea that we've had all along, that wreckage in that episode that's got to be Pegasus, right? But we don't know. So we're replaying this scene right now, and the beat is that here it's a trick, of course, because Iblis lying. He's deceitful. He's Count Iblis. And we got it's a trick, damn you. I know it's not. And so he's trying to say that this is Commander Cain. Look at what they didn't tell you. How could your husband not let you know? He betrayed you. What a horrible, be mine and we'll be, and all this nonsense. So meanwhile, they're going to put the Blue Beetle scarab into the slot. And we see these sarcophagi, right? And then some light hits it, Raiders of the Lost Ark style. It's like we're in the Well of the Souls. Is that what it was? And then we've got some lightning strike, and somebody's gonna wake up. And who are they? They're breathing. Who are they? What's going on? Oh my! It's Adam and Eve. Because remember, this is the War of Eden. War on, the War of Eden. So we got some letter pages from 1995. People geeking out. I didn't read these closely. You can do a pause if you want to get into it. Let me see if I can. Again, the autofocus when I want to flip through a comic book. It's not very friendly, and I love it. People are chiming in on the AOL. That was awesome. I was never one of those people. Okay, now this is the reference I was thinking of later. This is what's nice about the letter columns again, because again, I couldn't think of it, but it's right here. So this issue references Lost Planet of the Gods, the Tombs of Kobol. So that's what we were doing with the scarab and everything, and there we go. So there's your sum up again of that episode that you can read on your own. So this is issue 3 of 4. So that'll be my next show. But at the same time, this is going. So they started a Starbuck miniseries. And I don't know if that's worth it. The problem I had with the Starbuck miniseries, it was set back in TOS Galactica. I really didn't care about that. I kind of liked where this new story was going. But hey, that's enough for today. So let's do it to be continued on it. And I look forward to our next read-through, if you could call it that, of a 1995 Galactica. Galactica 95. There we go.